Alrighty, everybody. Thanks for joining me. This is your host, Eddie Jester. We are playing Fallen Land, a post-apocalyptic board game. It's designed by Jon Lonngren and Cahill. And we're going to be playing this first time ever, so don't expect us to do really good. We're going to be playing the solo mode as well. So I'm probably going to be forgetting some things. If you see something, if you played this and you notice that we forgot something or we did something wrong, leave a comment down below so we can fix it up for the next time. So thanks, everyone. We'd really appreciate it. So Fallen Land, a post-apocalyptic board game. So really looking forward to checking this out. We just did the live unboxing earlier. I've got all the decks sorted out. I've got all the tokens sorted out. We're going to be using random factions. We're going into this completely blind. Everything is going to be pretty much brand new. I mean, we've seen a few of the cards as we've seen other playthroughs and stuff online. I've only watched maybe 2 or 3 playthroughs. There really isn't that much on Fallen Land. So there's not a whole bunch out there, I should say. I mean, there's some reviews and stuff, but not a lot of actual gameplay. So I haven't seen that many cards and stuff. I'm trying to keep it as new and interesting as I can, because this is basically an adventure game. So the more you know going in, the less interesting stuff happens, because you've already seen that stuff. But there is a ton of stuff, ton of characters, tons of different location cards, spoils, action cards, missions. Just our mission deck it's got, I can't even tell you how many's in here. Maybe 70 or 80 cards. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 32, 4, 6, 8, 42, 4, 6, 8, 52, 4, 6, 56. So there's like 56 different mission cards alone. So you probably won't see the same mission for a long, long time. So that replayability, I think, is going to be through the roof. But we're just going to set, I think part of it's going to be just the fun of it for me is going to be just literally just setting up, right? Setting up your little band of, for your faction, and seeing who they are, what items you're starting with, and that's like half the fun of the game. Anyways, so we're gonna try it out, and hopefully we'll do good. So thanks everyone for watching. Again, if you enjoy this, leave us a thumbs up and a comment down below. So we have our faction boards here. There are 10 different factions in the game. We got the Coalition of the Black Angel. We have the Enclave of Terra, the Syndicate, the Swamp Runners, the New Federalists, the New Regulators, the Highwayman, the Brotherhood, the Sons of Neptune, and Sigma Corporation. These are the 10 different factions. Each faction comes with their own set of special abilities, their own locations. I should say that the solo mode, when you buy the expansion, where is it? Here it is. Journey into Darkness expansion. It comes with 2 solo modes. So one solo mode is kind of you do everything solo, and then you just keep track of how many turns it takes you to finish. And then you just keep track of how many rounds it took you to finish. There's 2 ways to win, and you keep track of how you won and how many turns it takes you. And then if you play it again, you just try to do better, try to beat your score, try to do it more efficiently. So that's mode number 1. Mode number 2 is where actually where you play a couple against 2, 3, 4, 5 other factions on the board, but there's really not a lot of interaction between you and the AI. Based upon how many factions you're going up against, you're going to be rolling some dice, and they're going to go up on the charts based upon how you roll on their chart. So there's not a lot of interaction. There is a possibility that's depending on how you roll, some things may or may not happen to that factions. And so I don't think the AI in this game is very strong, but I don't think it needs to be. You're basically creating a story, right? I'm creating a post-apocalyptic story of my little band of adventurers, we'll call them. And I can just play and just do things with them and just see how life treats them if you wanted to play that way. And I think that might even be the best way to play. I don't know. This, like I said, this is the first time we're trying it out, so I'm not sure, but it just seems like you just create a story with your guys and your items, and you just do things, you do events, you do missions. I guess, by having other factions there, it keeps you from just lollygagging, right? Oh, let's go from this point, and then we'll just sit here for 3 turns and not do anything as we just get more resources and blah, 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 right? So the only thing the AI is doing is, okay, the AI is going up the track, so if you don't keep going up the track, it's going to get way ahead and you're never going to catch up. So that's all the AI is basically doing. The AI is going, okay, we're going, and you got to keep up with them, so you got to keep doing things. You got to keep going. You can't just lollygag around. You can't just sit around. So as long as you say to yourself, I'm going to create my own story, but I'm going to keep doing things every turn. Or you say, I'm going to try to get so many points in 25 turns or 30 turns or whatever. I think that would be a really good way to play the game. So anyways, that's kind of my intro on it. We're going to rules for some random factions. Again, part of an adventure game. I hadn't even heard of this game till last Thursday. I think Herman had mentioned it when we did our board gaming with Herm, and Herman Lootman said, hey, we had a list of all the adventure games, and he added this one, Fallen Land, and I had never heard of it, so we talked about it for a little bit, and he said it was a post-apocalyptic adventure game, and I thought, oh, that sounds really cool. I've never heard of it, so I looked it up after the show, and I'm like, ooh, this game looks really cool. I need to get it. So I went and got it this week. And so you just never know how things are gonna turn out and what you're gonna do. Hey, Boo Tweezers, it's awful late for you to be up, man. Holy cow, 7 o'clock our time. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's like past midnight. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's like almost midnight your time. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. So yeah, we're just going to play a random faction. We're not even going to really be stressed out about trying to win the scenario. What we're doing is we're creating the adventure. We're going to just have fun, just playing the game, seeing what comes up. I watched, like I said, a couple playthroughs online. You can watch, there's one on the co-op, one-stop co-op shop. Did a playthrough. I recommend you go check it out. And just watching how he played the game. And I thought to myself, wow, I mean, just watching the experience that he had and the cards that came up and just the fun, I'm like, that's what I want to really have happen, and not really worry about, the other team won. I could care less. I want to have a good story and while we play in the adventure game. All right, so let's get into it. So there are 10 different factions, as you can see here. So what we're going to do here is, so this is all 10-sided dice, except for there are 6-sided dice when you have to roll for damage. I'm just going to put those aside. We'll talk about the 10-sided dice, which are important. These 10-sided dice and these 6-siders came in the game. I have added my white dice because you're going to be rolling percentile on a lot of things. In fact, the first thing we're going to be doing is rolling percentile on the board here to set up our different missions. There are 100 spots on the board, so yes, we're going to be rolling percentile dice. They just say to use any two, which you could do. You could just say, okay, I'm going to roll these 2 dice, and the green dice will always be the tens place, and the yellow dice will always be the ones place. For me, it's just easier just to grab my 2 white dice and just roll them because they're already, you know, calculated out that that's a 12. So I don't need to worry about anything. And it doesn't match up with any of their dice because the color of the dice is special and important, which we're going to show you if you haven't played this game yet, how to play. So, first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be rolling 10-sided dice all the time for things. First thing we're going to do is we're going to play against 2 other factions. So we need to figure out where those factions are and which factions they are. So the first die roll will be a 2. That is the Enclave of Terra. So we're going to be playing against the Enclave of Terra. Again, not that big a deal for them. We're not going to be encountering them too much, and hopefully they won't be bothering us. We won't be bothering them. So let's talk about how you win and lose in this game, shall we? Let's do that. So there's 2 ways to win in solo mode. Way number 1 is you start your little token down here in the corner, over here. And this is your reputation of your faction. And the way to win is to get all the way up this track to the very top here, which maybe I can slide this down. Yeah, I'll slide it down just a little bit so you guys can see. There's the win button. So you can go up this track, you get 20 reputation, and you win. And it's a race against the opponents, right? You're trying to get there before they are. So reputation is one way to win. The second way to win is to get 80. Try to get 80 of your town life. So that represents when your resources and your town's growing and there's more people there, and it represents like the size of your faction. To get 80 faction. And it's hard to see. I'm going to try and slide the board over, but just like there's a track here, there's a track that starts down in this bottom corner, and it goes all the way up there and then all the way across, and that's 80. So you either win by going 20 reputation, or you start down here in this corner at 30. You start at 30, you go up the track and then over, and you get to 80, and you win that way. So 2 ways to win. You're trying to outrace your opponents, basically, all you're trying to do. Okay, so we know we're going to put his token down there. We got his token down here, and his token starts at Great Falls, Montana. So Great Falls, Montana is going to be somewhere up here. Here it is. So actually, it's super cool to have these nice little gray plastic pieces for each of the factions, but they're really hard to see unless you like paint them different colors and stuff. So I'm not going to use it except for our faction. We'll have it for our faction because it'll stand out a little bit more. So we're going up against the Enclave of Terra. Again, we don't have to worry about any of their special abilities or starting items or anything like that. They're kind of just abstractly in the game. Abstractly in the game. And I'm going to keep this out. You don't normally have to even keep this board out. But the reason I'm keeping it out is for the name, because I'll forget the name of them. I'll be like, oh, this faction over here. Oh, okay. Well, unless I have the name, you guys will get confused, as I will. All right, let's roll for our second faction. So basically what we're just saying is there's 3 major factions left in the U.S., and the 3 of us are vying to see who becomes the best faction. Best is in most powerful, not best is in, oh, we follow all the rules and stuff, because this is post-apocalyptic, so you don't follow the rules. You have naked Amish rake fights. If you don't know what that is, watch my unboxing video. We talk about it. And the other faction is number 10. That is the Sigma Corporation. They start in Emporium, Pennsylvania. And they are the funky, they look like the presidential symbol almost. A little bit like that anyways. So they're going to have a token down here. And they're going to have a token over here. And then they're going to have a token on the board right there. And that's where they are. Cool. So we got the Enclave of Terra and we have the Sigma Corporation. Now, last thing is finding out what our faction is. And I got to move all these tokens out of the way. So give me a second. We will need some more of these actual tokens here in case some of the AIs take over other territories. Okay. Here's one, that's fine. Alright, we have a couple for the AI there. Alright, so let's roll for our faction. Obviously, we can't be number 2, and we can't be number 10. The Enclave of Terror, we can't be the Sigma Corporation. Let's find out. First game ever, Fallen Land. Who are we going to be? Number 1, the Coalition of the Black Angel. We start in Iowa City. Alright, and boom, there we are. We're going to be down here on the track. And of course, I can't find our pieces. That makes complete sense, doesn't it? Well, one thing we can do is actually, it looks like we have a it looks like a laser rifle or something like that. Let's see. No, that's not it. Must be this one. It's like the head of a crocodile. Maybe that's what that... no, that must be... I bet you that's a different faction. Yeah, that's the swamp people. Where's our faction? Oh, here it is, right here. Looks like maybe angel wings or something. It's hard to see. All right, we start in right there. Boom, that's where we're starting. Right in middle America. All right. So we can basically just get rid of all the rest of these. We're not going to need them. We're not going to need them. We're not going to need them at all. All right, we got a token here. We need to get a couple more tokens. Are you kidding me? Where are all our tokens at? Good Lord. Huh. Sometimes looks like they mixed in some of the tokens in this bag. Oh yeah, it looks like they threw in some of the tokens. I actually see 2 of them right there. There's one right here. There's another one back there in the corner. And there's one all the way down here in the bottom, right there. Alright, that should be good enough for now anyways. Alright, what actually I'm going to do is I'm going to put all these away because we're not going to need them for now. These are for all the other factions. 10 factions, and each of them get like 5 or 6, 7 tokens. Alright. So, there we go. We are the Coalition of the Black Angel. Now, what does that mean? Well, what does that mean? We started Iowa City. We have 2 special powers. These are special town powers that each civilization can start with. Each civilization starts with 2 special powers. And ours, let's see if we can find ours. We have a monument. And we have an H with an arrow under it. Okay. There's a monument. Okay. I think we found one. We'll talk about it. Braun, Black Panther. I'm sorry, Black Panzer. What's going on? Let's see what else we have here. We need the H symbol. Oh, here's an H symbol. There we go. We got a medical center and we have a learning center. All right, so we found our 2 special abilities. So each faction starts with their own set of special abilities. All right, so medical center gives us 1+1 success when we do medical tests. And the learning center gives us 1+1 when we do diplomacy. Now, let's look a little deeper into our faction here. So we have our faction perks are going to be, we start in Iowa City, we have these 2 bonuses. So anytime we do a diplomacy check, we're going to get an automatic 1 success. And anytime we do a medical, we're going to get an automatic +1 success. We also have a combat medic. Begin the game with the paramedic medkit spoils card. Oh, great. So we're going to have to search through looking for the, what is it called? Paramedic medkit. Paramedic medkit. And I am trying to keep the cards hidden from you guys just so I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Because half the fun of any game, any adventure game, is coming across all these cool, interesting things for the first time. We have a first aid kit, but that is not the paramedic med kit. I'm looking for the paramedic med kit. You're having a heat wave in the Netherlands. Yeah. That's good for you. It's good for you. Little heat wave never killed nobody. So we're still looking for this item. We got a basic med kit, but no, we're looking for the paramedic med kit. Paramedic med kit. Doesn't help that half of these are upside down for some reason. Which makes them real hard to read. And there's still a bazillion of them ready. See what I get for shuffling these things? Now I got to reshuffle everything. Paramedic medical kit. Yes, paramedic medic kits. Thank you. All right, now I just got to fix the cards so they're all facing the same direction. Otherwise, the cards won't be happy and they won't come out in good order. They will all come out in bad order and they will make the game a mess. But you can see all of the wonderful cards, how much replayability there's going to be for this. Ready for fall? So that would go with that, yes. Okay. Ready for fall, he says. Yeah. All right. I'm not trying to read any of the cards. I'm just trying to sort them. Trying to, like I said, keep all the spoilers from happening. The least you know about a game, the more it's like you get those, that's so cool moments, right? So that's what we want, is we want those, that's super cool moments. So we'll just give them up. No, I don't cheat. That's right. E4 Airman, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. We got a good shuffle going on here. There we go. We got it all shuffled, ready to go. We got our item. We got all the cards sorted. All right, so we get this item for free. All right, we can discard to instantly heal 5 physical damage to each of your party characters. Wow. Shuffling like a pro. That's right, buddy. All right. So we get this card. We also get Information Crossroads. Once per turn, during the town business phase, you may pay 5 salvage coins to draw 1 action coin, or 1 action card. So we have salvage, which I'm not using their stupid little wooden tokens. I'm going to be using my poker chips here for salvage. So in the town turn, basically we can turn in 5 salvage and draw an action card. That's these here. So, and they give you super powerful events and stuff. Hey Kyle, how you doing, buddy? Fight Club. During party melee weapons only encounters, you receive 1 additional combat success. So we're really good at melee combat, but I'm not sure how many just melee combat encounters we're going to have, but we'll see. And then Midwest Charm, because we're in the Midwest, we're right here. Perform the healing deed in any neutral starting town without having to pay the bank. So perform the healing deed in any neutral starting town. Oh, so we can go to any of the other factions, starting towns, and if we're in that location, we can heal, perform the heal, but we don't have to pay for it. We can just do it for free. Oh, that's cool. All right, so that is our special abilities for our faction. Now we have to get our faction out. So we need to put all these guys away. Damn it. No. That's too big. That's too small. I need a medium-sized bag. Here we go. Here's a medium-sized bag. Alright, here we go. Put all the other factions away so we don't want to get them damaged or anything. I might try to paint them so they stick out a little bit more. That would be kind of cool. Alright, so here is our faction. Now, you will notice there is 6 10-sided dice. The 6 10-sided dice represent the 6 characters that you can have in your faction, and each one of these dice represent one of the characters. We have a red, an orange, a green, a purple, a yellow, and we have a black one. The black one can only be a vehicle, and the vehicle will tell you whether or not it can use the black dice. So we're hoping to get a vehicle as part of our setup. But we have 6 different characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th one. Each one of those characters has a 10-sided dice, and each of them are going to have a set of abilities. So we are going to draw 6 characters from our massive 84 characters that come in the game. With the expansion, The Fallen Land, A Journey into Darkness, 84 characters, everyone with their own set of abilities, their own set of skills, their own special items, and their own ranks on each of their different skills. So each of them have their own ranking of each of their skills. So, here we go. We're going to, almost set it down, and we're going to cut it one more time. All right. So there we go. And we're going to draw. So you draw 6 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to switch over and show you guys the 6 characters. Now, we only get 5 of them because our vehicle is going to be in the spoils. So we're going to choose 5 of them. And then we're going to have 1 extra. That goes into our town roster. Our town roster is any extra characters so that we can change out characters whenever we need to. So I'm going to bring the other camera over here a little bit so you can analyze this with me. All right, let's take a look at our characters and see which ones we got here. All right, so we got Lurch, the wannabe pirate. Quit fooling. I will seriously clock you. Once per mission, you gain 1 additional success on a party skill check of your choice. So once per mission. So there are missions, which over there in the deck, there are missions. When we go on missions, we get 1 additional success on a party check when we do that. And then he works well with the 50 caliber sniper rifle, the Enigma van, or the Jugs and Moonshine. He would get a +2 to his set. So there are these stats down here at the bottom. The higher the number, the better. Everything is going to go from 1 up to 10. And 1 is the worst and 10 is the highest. And you want to have as high a skill as you want, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be rolling the 10-sided dice, and you're going to compare that to your number, and you want the dice number to be equal to or less than your stats that we're rolling on. So if we were doing survival, he rolled a 7, he gets a 7, that is a success. If he rolls a 5, that is a success. If that's a 1, it's a success. If it's a 9, it's a failure. A 0 is a critical failure. So anytime you roll a 0, or a 10 in this case, on any check, that is a critical failure, which means you lose. The character can contribute no successes. So having higher stats is obviously good. You also have a certain amount of life, 7 life, 5 willpower, and any special abilities or things that he might give our party. He does give us this little lightning bolt. I don't know what that lightning bolt is, but fortunately us, on the back of our rules, Fallen Lands rules book, on the back page there's a quick reference. So that little symbol gives us first strike, which means if we have to initiate combat with somebody else, we can get first strike, which means we can do an attack before we attack them. So that's cool. All right, so that's what he does. So that's character number 1. Character number 2 is going to be Casey Reardon, the adventurous artist. What does this mean? I have to pay off my student loans? Does this mean I don't have to pay off my student loans? Yeah. Whenever she sells a spoils card from your auction house to a player, receive 3 salvage coins from the bank. And since we won't be playing with an AI, we're going to be playing against, we won't be playing against a player. Probably not going to be using that ability. Once per game, reverse any action card played on your town or party or town back into the interior. NPCMs ignore this effect. Yeah. Okay. She's a 5'6", 5'5", 7'7". Not impressed with Casey there. Sorry, Casey. Let's see who else we get. Evander Stewart. This is the military guardsman. Look at that face. A face only a mother could love. Count me in. I'm way overdue for an adventure. Once per game, retrieve an action card from the discard pile. So we can play an action and then get it back from the discard pile. Once per game, though. He works well with the assault rifle, which means his stats would go up if he got an assault rifle. He's a 7'5", 6'6", and he can carry 13 equipment worth, which we're going to get to in a minute. Let's see what else we got. Vera Hollis, the renowned computer programmer. Listen, I've dedicated my life to reaching mysterious pre-war tech. I've got this, she says. She receives 1 additional success on all party technical skills. She is actually, see this? She's special. She's a master. You can only get a rank of 10 if you're a master. So she's got a rank of 10 in technical, which means she automatically has 1 success. And then if she got technical equipment, we get a +2 and a +1. So she's nice. An additional success on a technical skill check. All right. We also have Dominic Sinclair, the Herculean bouncer, raising an eyebrow. Seriously? Don't even think about it, tool bag. You may substitute Dominic for any 1d6 random character roll. Once per game, ignore 2 damage. Once per game, ignore 2 damage. And then he's great with melee weapons, +3 to his fight skill. He's got 9 life, 3 sanity, and 17 to carry. You can carry a lot of things. And his stats are pretty good. 8, 7, oh, I guess not. 5, 5, 5, 5 are not great. 8 and 7 are good. He's good for combat. And then we have Amara Gatir. I think that's a G. I can't tell if that's like a B or G. The font is a little weird. See if I can get it to zoom in on that. Maybe with the camera I can tell. Come on. Takes it a little while to zoom in. Come on. Come on. What's up, Mad Dog? You tell me what you think her last name is when it finally decides to freaking focus, man. Come on. Come on, camera. Yes, I got the expansion. Of course I got the expansion. A Journey into Darkness. Anyways, Amaya Guitar. She's an acrobatic thief. Hurry! Over the fence, they're coming. Once per turn, choose one. If within 2 hexes of a starting town location, you may steal 1 spoils card from the auction house. Again, not going to be great because we are playing solo, so a lot of these special powers don't work great with multiplayer. If within 2 hexes of a party, you may steal 1 spoils card. If this is a vehicle, the target retains stowed equipment. Not great ability. That's kind of disappointing. Our little group of adventurers are going to be challenging, to say the least. She is, Casey, she's more for PvP, and Amara is more for PvP. So who's got the better stats between these two yahoos? 8, 7, 6, 6, 4, 4. Wow, she's... yeah, all right, we're going to get rid of Casey. So, here's what we got to do now. Let's... We're going to... Dunge Grand Prix coming soon, yeah, with Max leading the packs and singing the national anthem will be the one, the only Valerie, Goddess of Metal. Oh, is it Floor Jansen singing the national anthem? I love Nightwish. It's the only band that I listen to. I love Nightwish. It's like my perfect band. Wow, that is awesome to hear that. So now I'll have to, wow. Okay. All right, so now what we got to do is we got to assign our characters to our different locations. So he's going to be red. She's going to be blue. She's going to be orange. She's going to be green. And we're going to put him as yellow over here, even though it's hard to see. No, she goes underneath. What am I doing? Boy, we got two guys that are good at fighting. I don't think it really matters. All right. And then our extra character will just go under here on our town roster. So we got our characters. He'll be red. He'll be orange. She'll be green. She'll be purple, and he'll be yellow. Again, I would probably put him over here on the side, but just for compactness and space requirements, I'm just trying to keep everything. So everything's not lined up perfectly. So we'll just remember what I told you. All right. So you'll notice when we roll the dice, when we're doing a party check, right? What we do is we roll the dice, and then we take the dice and we compare them to each of the characters. So here's this, and she's got the green one, and he's the orange one, and she's the blue one. So we compare their stats with the dice roll to see how many successes they're going to give us. So if you roll a 0, that's an automatic failure. It's a critical failure. You don't commit any successes in. So what does that mean? Well, you can see, for example, Vera Hagalis. Let me bring her over here so I can show you. So Vera Hollis here, she's got 10 in medical. And maybe that's a bad example. Let's see. Let me grab a couple spoils here. Okay, let's say she had... Of course I can't... Oh, here's one. Okay, so let's say she had... Let's say we're doing a medical test. So she's got a 10, and then she also has other equipment attached to it. Now, normally this card wouldn't be there, but I'm just showing you an example. So she would have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So her total score for this is 14, which means she automatically has one success, because if you have 10 or more, you have at least one success. If you have 20 or more, you have 2 successes. And then what you're doing is you're rolling the dice to see whether or not you just have one success or you get that extra success. So she's got a total of 14. 10 plus 2 is 14. So she rolls the dice and she rolls a 4 or less. She has 2 successes because she has the one success for being 10. And the second success, she's a 14, so she needs to roll 4 or less. So she rolled a 2. So she rolled a 4. That's still a success. She would get 2 successes on that. She rolled an 8, though. She would just get the 1 success. But remember, if you rolled a 0, no successes. So you don't count anything. So she rolls a 10. 10s are really bad. 10s just screw everything up. You get no successes. So even though she's got that automatic success, it goes away because of the failure. Critical failure. Now the other thing is, anytime you roll 1, is that's a critical success. So it's always a success. So for her, that would be 1 success, 2 successes. And then anytime you roll 1, you can roll again and try to get your number or less. So again, for her number is 4, because it's 14. So you just drop all the 10s out. All the 10s. So you just subtract 10 or you subtract 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60. That tells you how many successes you have. And then you're looking for the singles digit. So she would get a third success this time. So she had one success for the 10, a one success for rolling the 1, and then the third success was when she rolled the 3 the third time. So anytime you roll 1, you can get an extra success. But remember, when you roll that extra success, if you roll a 0 or 10, boom, then you lose everything. So it's kind of a press your luck. Do you want to try for that extra success? If you do, you could lose everything. So that's the way the mechanisms in the game work for the stats, the stat numbers, and all of the spoils and all the equipment and all that stuff. So let's roll. We have to get some supplies. We get 10 spoil cards to start the game. Yes, 10 spoil cards. So we're going to just shuffle these up real quick. Just kind of shuffle them up some more. Make sure, because I was using a couple of these in the example for us to show you guys how everything works. Okay. Let's bring in the last bit of spoils. The ones on the bottom, which thought they were going to be on the bottom. Now they're on the top. These poor cards thought they were never going to see the light of day, and now they're at the top of the deck. Look at that. All right, we cut it, and we're ready to go. So we get 10 spoils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are basically all of our starting equipment that we have that we can divvy up to our characters. Yeah, now you have to take everything bad you've ever said about me. If you saw them in May, oh, that'd be awesome, man. That would be... wow. All right, so let's see what we got. We got the computer technical manual. Discard after you have failed a tech skill check to succeed at it. And you notice it's going to give us a +4 and a +2. So what we're trying to do is get our characters' stats right up to like 9 or 10 if we can. So that way when we roll the dice, they're going to give us lots of successes on them. So we have that. We also have a vehicle. It's the gyro chopper. You notice it has the black dice on it. I believe that's the black dice we were looking for. Oh my gosh. We also have the alien plasma pistol. Ooh. Oh my gosh, we got all kinds of crazy stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, let's just hang on. Getting all excited. Let's bring over our secondary camera here so we can take a look at what we have here. So we got a vehicle. This is the gyrocopter. It's going to give us +2 to fight. +1. Oh no, these are its stats. What does that black arrow mean? That's a great question. The black arrow means card has an ability. Gives us +1 to our movement. It's a relic. Really? We got like several relics. We got lucky. All right, so we got a vehicle. Roll a d6 after each movement. On a 1 to 2, draw 2 encounter cards. Attempt one and discard the other. May be used in conjunction with another vehicle. All bonuses are cumulative. Maybe this is not... This is a vehicle, but I don't... Have to look. All right, so we also got a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. It's going to give somebody a +2 to their fight stat. It's a ranged weapon, handgun. Lucky Day. You found some special crates. During game setup, reshuffle Lucky Day and draw a new spoils card. Immediately draw 6 spoiled cards, then discard. Wow. So we get to discard that and draw 6. Wow. Okay. Discard to instantly heal 2 physical damage to each of your party. We have the Elite Camping Backpack. Gives us 2 to survival. The Alien Plasma Weapon, top secret. It's a relic. +1 to prestige. After each round of player versus player, choose an opposing character and assign them 1 point of radiation damage. Well, that'd be great if we were playing against somebody, but we're not. But we'll take it for the +1 prestige. We also have the Experimental Laser Rifle, top secret weapon. It's a relic as well. Ranged weapon, top secret, heavy. +1 to prestige. May not be used in conjunction with a backpack. Costs 7 to hold it. We also have a compound hunting bow, which is the starting item for actually the clan we're going up against. If we were playing that faction, we would actually start with this item. You can see by the boundary on it. Portable generator, equip to a vehicle with 4 or more wheels. We get -1 to our speed, but it would give us some stats boost to it. And computer technical manual, which gives us +2 and a +4. Discard after you failed a technical skill to succeed. So now we're going to discard our Lucky Day. Immediately draw 6 spoil cards. And discard. So we're going to do that. So we're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We started off with a huge amount of cards. Now we got a vehicle. We got a chopper and a pilot. Gives us +8 to our movement. Immediately pay 10 salvage coins to hire. Otherwise discard. Fortunately for us, we start the game with 10 salvage coins. All hex costs 1 movement. This vehicle is not a wheeled vehicle. So yeah, certain things. Oh my gosh, what do we have here? Chris, the trophy spouse. It's an ally, +1 to prestige. Immediately pay 4 salvage coins to hire him or her. Otherwise, Chris must be discarded. Oh, so it could be Chris or it could be Chris, depending on if you're playing as a male or female. We won't have the money to buy him, though, or her. We did get a 7.62 millimeter machine gun, heavy ranged weapon. We got a cache in military body armor, equipped to all party characters. May not be in conjunction with other armor or clothing. We also have the 5 matching pink mopeds. Damn. No! This is a jinxed. When this card is drawn, immediately discard your current vehicle with its stowable equipment. But we can choose not to take this because we're in setup. We're not in a reward thing. And we got the retro mini camper. Equipped to any vehicle with 4 or more wheels. No, we won't have any of that. Yeah, we won't be able to afford either one of those. This one will go away. Dodged a pink bullet there, Jester. Yeah, I know, right? So, So now what you got to do is take all your equipment cards and assign them to all your people. And then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Mad Dog says they plagued me for several plays of this. Yeah. All right. So if we add on the cache and military body armor. bring it back over here. It's hard because I got my microphone over here, and then all this other stuff is way over here on the left-hand side, way over here. So if I move over there to do everything, then you won't be able to hear what I say. So this one is one that you just equipped everyone. It's going to take up 2 vital carrying points, but it'll give everyone a +2 to fight and a +2 to I think it's diplomacy or interactions or something like that. I should look these up, what they all are. I know this one's survival. This is mechanical. This is medical. This is something else. Wow. That's pretty good. Our chopper and pilot. 6, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3 across the board. Sure. Now, of course, we can't add anything to our vehicle, but we'll take it. All right, so what I'm going to do is... this is where we're going to run into space issues, aren't we? Okay, so our plane and helicopter will go up there. We start the game with 10 salvage. These are 5 each. These are 1 each. These are 10 each. So we're going to spend our 10 salvage. We're going to hire a pilot in our chopper. We are then going to put our combat vest on, which is going to increase everyone in +2 to combat. Then we're going to give a submachine gun. Does somebody have a machine gun requirements? Nobody that I can see. I'm going to give it to her. Oops. We have our computer technical manual. Doesn't cost any weight. Discard after you fail. Right, so +2 and +4. All right, we got our portable generator equipped to a vehicle. We can probably sell this, so we're just going to put it in our discard pile over there. The same thing with the hunting bow. Cost 4 to somebody to hold on to it. Experimental laser rifle, sure. And we get +1 to our prestige, just for having it. So, +1 to our prestige, we're up to 2. Yay, we're winning. The ranged weapon, we'll give it to Lurch over here. And that is another prestige. An elite camping backpack. We'll give it to Lurch. First aid. Okay. We can't do anything with the retro mini camper. Can't do anything with that. The gyrocopter. It says it may be used in conjunction with another vehicle or vehicles. All bonuses are community. So I'm assuming The gyrocopter goes under our copter and pilot, which, I mean, thematically, that makes huge sense that our chopper pilot could take us around in the big chopper and then jump out and do like a little gyrocopter herself. Let's see. Our little semi-automatic pistol, we'll give it to him. And our compound bow. Yeah, we'll give it to him. Okay, so just to speed things up along, we're going to give it... So we got our equipment set up on all of our... Oh, no, we don't. We have this yet. Paramedic medical kit. Gives us 5 to medicine. So we're going to give it to her. So she's really bad, but the medicine that will increase it with her. The only problem, later, Magdog, have a good night, man. The only problem is when you put these cards under to get the stuff, you lose out on all the text on their special ability. So you forget what they all do, right? It's like the elite camping backpack. What does that do? I don't know. I have to look at it. What does this laser rifle do for me? I don't know. I have to look at it. It's hard enough because you got all your special abilities for all your characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each of them have their own special abilities and everything. So trying to remember what everyone can do is kind of a problem. So now we have our black die. Okay, so now we have 7 mission objectives. We need to roll percentile dice to put them all out. We're going to start with mission 1. Just roll percentile and you put it out whatever dice you roll or whatever number you roll. Number 1 is going to be 25. 25 is going to be right there. Mission number 2 is going to be 0, 3. That's way up there. Wow, look at how close they are together. That is crazy. Maybe we should head west. 34. 34. Well, that's gosh darn right next to where we're standing. That is awesome. 85. 85. Mission 5 is 28. That's right there. Mission 6 is going to be 24. 24. And last but not least, mission number 7 is going to be 99. It's going to be down here in Florida. All right. So there we go. That is our mission locations. Most everything is either in the central country or way over west. And fortunately for us, we are like literally right next to one. Like literally right next to one. So, here is a nice little handy first player sheet that you can use for referencing what you do and the phases of the game and blah, blah, blah. Oops, where did my token go? My token ended up missing over here. Where? I guess I'm going to have to grab one and put it over here. Okay. There are some changes to that depending on the solo mode you're playing. Here is the changes that you use and the chart you use for your opponents. I believe we are ready, set to go. I believe. Am I forgetting something? That was just over an hour, but I figured it was going to take a while to get everything set up, explain things, and show people how to play. Should I separate this episode and start a new stream with the actual gameplay starting, or should we do... Now let's do a turn. Let's try and do a turn. I know that first turn's going to take a while, though, so that's the only problem, right? Do we want to take a turn? Let me just make sure through this regular setup that we're not missing anything. All right, read the rule book. Lay out the game map. Add the missions. Determine factions. Get the technology chips. 30 health and 1 prestige. Deal each character 6 characters, 10 spoils, and 3 action cards. Can't remember in our solo setup if we get an action card or not. Event cards found in the spoils deck. These cards are received in the initial setup, and the player receives the bonus if drawn during the action. I believe we get some action cards. That's for epic gameplay. Okay. I guess not. I don't see, like... Variant 1 setup. Variant 2 setup. Let's see. Hang on. Do yourself 6 character cards, 10 spoils, and 3 action cards. And then receive 10 salvage coins. Okay, so we do get 3 action cards. Okay. Okay. I believe these are the non-red dot ones. So you take the action deck, you notice there are 2 action decks. One over there, and there's one over here. These are all the ones that have a little red dot on them. These are all the ones without little red dots. You separate the two into 2 different stacks when you play this, because sometimes you roll with the red dots and sometimes you don't. So we're going to take 3 action cards and see what we have. We have Leadfoot. Play during the party exploits phase. Choose any party to move up to 6 extra hexes. We have Bureaucracy. Play during the events phase. Attach this card to your town playmat. Each turn during the town business phase, roll a d6 and a 1 to 2 draw an action card. Oh, wow. Hey, Nerd Workshop. Hey, Jester, just saying hi, but I have to get some food here in a minute. Well, go get your food and come back. I'll be waiting for you. Nerd Workshop, thank you. It's good to see you, though. Good to see you. Enlightenment, play during your party exploit phase. Instead of drawing an encounter card. Oh, Nerd Workshop, I want you to email me, too. I want email me at idjesterlive@gmail.com. Write that down. idjesterlive@gmail.com. idjesterlive@gmail.com. I want to talk to you about coming on the show. So if you got some free time on a Saturday, you can come on the show. I want to talk with you. So Enlightenment, play during your party exploits phase. Instead of drawing an encounter card, search a deck appropriate to your location to find a world card of your choice and put it in play. Then gain 1 prestige before reshuffling the deck. What? Oh my god. All right, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Wow. Bureaucracy. So play during the effects phase. Attach this card to your town playmat. Each turn during the... Alright. Every time we go to the town business phase, we roll a d6 and a 1 to 2. We draw another action card. Wow, that is... Okay, sure. And then we got this, which gives us another... We could get another prestige. Just to play this card, we can look through the encounter deck. Instead of drawing an encounter card, search the deck appropriate to your position. So if I'm in the plains, I would just look through the plains and then find a card of your choice and put it into play. Oh my god. That's wow. And then of course extra movement, but we got so much movement, we get +8 to our movement right now. Anyways, that's cool. I'm going to put this one on top because I'm going to need that one first. You're supposed to have tokens for like your movement and stuff, but who needs that? Nobody needs that. Especially, there's not enough room for everything anyways. All right, here we go. So let's go through our... We were playing solo variation number 2 in the rule book. Fallen Lands, A Journey into Darkness. I believe we are ready to go. So, we go to the effects phase. We resolve any effects. Nobody has any radiation or any ongoing damage or anything. Obviously, we just started, so none of that happens. Now we're in the town business phase. So, we're in the town business phase. So, because of that, I got to roll a die. In the effects phase. I actually do this in the effects phase. So the first phase of the game. Attach this card to your town playmat each turn during the... during the town business phase. Yes, okay. Roll a d6. On a 1 or 2, draw an action card. So we're going to roll. On a 1 or 2, we get another action card. Come on, 1 or 2. Come on, 1 or 2. No. No. Okay. So that is the town business phase. But we... get an action card. Boom. That's what you do. So, I get an action card. Medical Ingenuity. Play during the party exploits phase. Any party or character gains 2 successes towards a single medical check. Okay? Something else we can use. We got a lot of healing. Remember, our special ability is perform the healing deed in any neutral starting town without having to pay for it. And during your turn, during the town business phase, you can pay 5 salvage coins to draw 1 action card. So we don't have any money right now, but we got some stuff we can sell when we get to that phase. So, now, resource production. We have 1. We own 1 little tiny plot of land in the world. That's it. We put a little so we get 1. So we get one meager resource. And we get 1 meager... So we'll go from 30 to 31 on the token track over there. We are winning the game. We have 3 prestige. We have 31. All right, so that's resource production. Auction house. So instead of the normal thing, what we do is we can draw 3 spoil cards, and we can purchase any of them for their listed salvaged coin value. We only got $1. I'm not even going to draw cards because we can't afford them anyways. Now, town events. We roll for our town events. Here's the town events chart. Low in this game is always good for the player. And even when I'm rolling for the AI. When I'm rolling for the AI, I want to roll low and it'll make them do bad things. If I roll high, that'll be bad for us. So we always want to roll low. 1 is as low as we can go. 10 is the worst. 0 is a 10. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to look at our town business phase. We use the regular, hello Al Red Sox fan. Look at the regular town business phase. We roll on it so you can see. Now, we get a special bonus because we're playing solo mode. And we get a -2 to the die roll. So we get a -2 to the die roll. Because we're the first player, we get a -2. That's a 1. -2 is, it's more. So we gain 2 prestige. Bam, bam. We're up to 5 prestige. We're killing it. We gain 4 town health. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 35 health. We gain an action card, spoils, or character card. Do we want an action, a spoils, or a character card? Wow, that's a tough decision. Let's get an action card. Oh my gosh, Dark Tide. Mobile Veteran Raiders. Hide during the town business phase. Choose a task. Move to an opponent's town. Steal up to 4 spoil cards from their auction house. Or steal up to 20 salvage. Move to a town and cause them to lose at least 2d6 town health. Move to and claim a resource for your faction. Move to and claim a resource for our faction. Now that's good. Move to a point of interest and work with a party. Add their successes to that party's. Dark Tide. Roll 6d10 to perform skill checks. If they fail their tasks, they lose a prestige. So this is a great attack card against somebody, but it does have the one thing that we can actually use. Move and claim a resource for our faction. So we can go and claim one of these resources for our faction. So we will hold on to that, I guess. All right, so we gained 2 prestige, some town health, and we gained an action card. And we are done with that phase. You only ever have 5 characters plus a vehicle. You can have as many other characters as you want, but they're never in play. They're always in your down supply. So I currently have 6 characters. 1's hidden. I have 5 characters out, and I got my vehicle out, which happens to be a chopper and pilot who also has a gyrocopter. Is that not the coolest setup ever? Which literally gives us +9 to our movement and all movement spaces. So normally movement is 1 for each of the brown locations because they're considered plains, and 2 for the mountains, and 2 for the cities, or 3 for the cities. Is it 3 for the cities, or is it 2 for the cities? Right here is our map key, right here. Mountains cost 2, cities cost 3, radiation costs 3, so anything with the red in it costs 3. And if it has multiple, you choose the worst of them. And of course, there's some water spaces you can only get to if you can fly, which we can with our chopper. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we did our town event. Now we have to roll a d10 for each of our opposing factions. So in the back of the Fallen Lands book, there's the solo variant 2 order of play. Oh, we should just use the back of the book, actually, because this has the information we need, but it also has the charts. So we will roll for the Enclave of Tara. Tara? The Enclave of Tara. Again, we want to roll low for them, give them bad results. 3, okay. So they have a 3. And now we will also roll for Sigma Corporation. We have to do this together because I'll show you why here in a second. So this is for the Sigma Corporation. 6. Okay. So we take both of those results and we look at the charts. So for the 3, that's the Enclave of Terra. They get +2 to town health and 1 prestige. So the wolf people are going to go up 2 for town health and 1 for prestige. And now for the 6, that is the Sigma Corporation. They're going to get 4 health. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2 prestige. 1, 2. Now, each of these rolls on the chart would also have some special events. But we're playing the difficulty where we're playing against 2 factions, which is a moderate challenge. We rolled twice on the chart, but we only take 1 secondary effect. So we have a secondary effect of draw and play a card from the red dot action deck, or the no SE, which is no special effect. So we're going to choose the no special effect so we won't have to deal with all their bullshit stuff they can do to us. Okay. So they get their prestige and their health, but they don't get to do anything against us, which is good. So that is the town event phase. Now, we go to the fiscal period. We can sell stuff and then we can purchase stuff. And that is okay. We would just go to sell things. If we want to sell, we have a couple things that I'm thinking about selling. We have this generator. We have this retro mini camper, which both of these are going to take like connections to like a 4-wheel drive vehicle, which we obviously don't have. We have something way cooler. We got a helicopter. So we're selling both of these. It says 16 and 12 is 28. So we're going to sell 28. 10. 15. 16, 17. 18. I'm using my own chips because I don't like their little plastic or not plastic tokens, but I don't like their tokens they're money tokens. So that's it with that. So we sold off some stuff. We're in the town, and now we can go for our party exploits. So basically what that means is each turn is 1 month. Each month is broken up into 4 weeks. You can do things with your party. Depending on what you want to do, they take up a certain amount of weeks. 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. If you want to move, it takes up 1 week. If you want to encounter something, it takes up a week. If you want to fight somebody, it takes a week. If you want to try and gain a resource, it takes 2 weeks. If you want to try to heal, it takes 2 weeks. And if you want to try and complete a mission, it takes 3 weeks. So, we could move, again, for a week. And then, once we're done moving, we can try to complete this mission, which happens to be literally right next to us. Now, what we do to move is roll a 6-sided dice. Take me out to the ball game, says Braun. Yeah. You roll a 6-sided dice. And you roll a 2. And then you add any of your bonuses, movement bonuses, normally, obviously, vehicle. If you got a vehicle. Our vehicle gives us +8, +1 for the gyrocopter, which gives us +9. So we can move 11 spaces. And our special ability of our vehicle, all spaces count as 1, even if we use town, city, or whatever, because we're flying over everything. So we just can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if we wanted to. So we have some huge movement we can use. But I think we're simply going to go next door to mission number 3. Missions are pretty hard, and this is a basic setup. We've gained nothing. None of our characters have, we've gained no items. We've gained no special abilities or anything. So it could be tricky going for a mission, but we're going to try it. So that took us 1 week to move. Even though literally we just walked down the street. Hey, wait a minute. That is not them. This is us. There we go. Okay. So we are on the mission space now. So it takes 3 to complete a mission because they're a longer adventure. So wish us luck. So we're going to shuffle up the mission deck. Let's make sure. I just saw that some of them were upside down, and now I shuffled it, so half of them are going to be hopefully not too bad. I don't know how that happens. You can see there's a lot of little text. So I'll read it to you, and then if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. Well, they're all the right way now. At least that's a good thing. So missions should earn you some, maybe some reputation, maybe some health for your towns. All right, so here we go. One last cut. Right there it is. This is our mission right there. I have no idea what it is. Wish us luck. Here we go. Bam. Oh my gosh, and there's a million words of text here. And of course, it's really, really tiny. Right, so rolling into a bustling little trade hub, you're flagged down by a bushy bearded sheriff. Looking you up and down, he smiles grimly. You folks sure look like you can handle yourselves. Have I got a job for you? He steps aside and waves over a small man in worn suit and fedora. Donald nervously extends his hand in a gentle offer of friendship. Listen, I know you've got no reason to help me, but my girls were due back a few days ago. Their names are Annie and Clara. They were with my bodyguards. Please, folks, please. I need your help. His shaking hand gestures to the marketplace behind him. I'll give you anything you want. Just bring my girls back safely. You agree to help, and then hit the road. A few days later, you spot a large group of ruffians entering a ruined gas station. Behind them, there are two young girls who are being dragged, kicking and screaming. So, we have to try to complete this event. I'm not going to let you guys see the spoilers underneath based on whether we pass or we fail. So first thing is, we get 2 salvage. Alright. Now, we need to do a test. We need to test. We need to have 5 successes. And we're testing our diplomacy. I believe diplomacy. Is it diplomacy? I'm going to get the names down right. It's the little handshake one. What is the little handshake one? The little handshake one. Diplomacy skill. There we go. So we need a diplomacy skill. We got to have 5 successes. Before we do anything, I noticed one thing when I was talking. Vera here gets a +2 to her skill if she's got technical equipment. Didn't we get some technical equipment? Yeah. Computer technical manual. So I think this would classify as technical equipment. So she would get a bonus if she had this equipped. Of +2 and +1 to that. All right, so diplomacy-wise, how are we doing diplomacy-wise? Oof, this is going to be rough. This is going to be rough. We're going to need some low rolls here. We're going to need some low rolls for diplomacy. We don't have a lot of diplomacy. Come on now. Roll low for us. Alright, so green is here. I'm going to look at the thing. So red is here. Orange is here. Blue is here. No. Yes. Yellow is here. And black is there. Alright, let's take a look. Let's see. So we got a 1, which means that's an automatic success. We can also try to get an extra 1 here in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a die to keep track of successes. So we got 1 success there. We have... he needed a 7. He has 7 plus nothing for his compound bow. So he needed to roll 7 or less. We're good. So we got 1. We need 6, 7, 7 or less. So we have 2 successes. Look at this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that is a 3rd success. So 3 successes so far. C is a 6, 7, 8 because of the experimental laser rifle. Gives her a +2 to diplomacy, of course. Diplomacy is you hold that experimental laser rifle out. People are going to be like, okay, I give up. So 6, 7, 8. So that's going to be a 4th success. And now Lurch over here. 7, 8, 9. That is a success. We have 5 successes. And then for our chopper, that's a 3. That's not a success. So we ended up with 5. We needed 5 successes for that first part of this test. So you can see The first part, the little handshake there, we need 5 successes. Now we need 5 fighting. And then the last one in the black box is an optional test. We'll get to that if we pass the next one. But we need 5 fighting. Now we are very good at fighting. We got a lot of fighting. So we have we got several automatic successes. We might be able to get 1 or 2 successes on some characters. As long as we don't roll any zeros, that's good. So yellow is Lurch, orange, Evander, red is Dominic, black is the Chopper, this is Vera is blue, and Amaya is green. So 8 plus 3 is 11. So he gets an automatic 1 success, and then 11. So we need to roll 1 or less to get that second success. We got a 3. So 1 success. There. Evander, 7, 8, 9. That is second success. Amaya, 7 and 8 is 15. So 1 automatic success, she needs to roll 5 or less. For the second success, we rolled a 5. So that's 2 successes. So we're up to 4 successes. He's got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 1 success, and if he rolls 3 or less, second success, but he rolled a 5. So just 1 success, because he didn't make his check. And then last but not least, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So she has 1 success, and she rolls 2 or less. She gets a second success, but she rolled an 8. So just 1 success. So we're up to 6 successes. And our helicopter is a 6, 7, 8. He rolled a 5. So that's another success. We got 7 successes on fighting. I told you we were good at fighting. That means we passed. Now we have an optional. Again, if it's in the dark black, it's an optional. It's an optional in the dark black one. We have another 5 diplomacy. Now we barely passed the diplomacy last time. We barely passed diplomacy, but I think we get something for diplomacy, don't we? Yeah, we got the learning center. We get +1 to our successes. So we're gonna risk it. We're gonna go for it, people. Come on. We're gonna try for the optional reward. Okay, so 3 for Dominic, Evander, which is orange, and Amaya is green, and blue, she rolled a 1, our helicopter rolled a 6, and Lurch rolled a 3. These are some awesome numbers. Again, rolling low is awesome. We are going to hide user on this channel. And now we're going to report. There you go. Congratulations. All right. So 3 is a success. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at fighting. We're not doing fighting. We're doing diplomacy. Let's try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 successes plus our skill. We're up to 6 successes. That is a 3 checks, 3 successes. Wonderful dice rolling. My God, I've never seen such great success. Now we get a reward. Let's look at our card and see. This is preparing for the worst. Success. Yes, we have success. So we gain 3 prestige. 1, 2, 3. We're up to 8 prestige. Draw the next 8 spoils and choose 3 of them to keep. In a show of force, you call to the ruffians until their leader comes outside to discuss surrendering the kids. You offer food, supplies, and a promise no harm will come to them if they take the deal. Once the kids are set free, the mutants double-cross you and attack. You have no choice but to gun them down. These bastards were a bad liability. Unite the girls with their father. Dun 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 dun. We also did the optional, so we get to draw 2 character cards. Arriving back in town, you are given a hero's welcome by Donald and all of the locals. Your rousing speeches for your faction wins everyone over. So everyone hears about the great deeds we did, and some people want to join our cause. Boom. So we get to draw. Well, first of all, we get 8 spoils. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We get to keep 3 of them. We have a katana, which is a sword, which I think I'm going to give to Dominic, because if he has a melee weapon, he gets +3. This is a melee, so yeah, we're going to keep that, probably for him. We have the nifty chemistry set, which is equipment, technical, and storable. We might want to keep that. Oh, the luxury SUV. We have a good view. Oh my gosh. Enigma van we don't need. Extra rusty cleaver. After each round of PvP, choose an opposing character to assign them 1 point of infected wound damage. No, probably not going to keep that. Oh, look at that. The pristine American flag. We get +2 to our prestige, and each turn phase gain 2 salvage coins. We might want that. Blower or supercharger. Equipped to any vehicle with 4 or more wheels. Nope. And the hospital ambulance, which would be really good if we didn't have a helicopter already. Yep, I think we found the 3 we're going to keep. The nifty chemistry set, the katana, which I'm going to give to Dominic. The nifty chemistry set. I'm just looking for who might be. Oh, Lurch actually gets a bonus if we have the Enigma van, but we're not going to keep the Enigma van, so I'm actually going to probably replace Lurch here if we can find somebody. 2 to combat and 5 to diplomacy. That's who's bad in diplomacy. Who's bad in diplomacy? So 8, 7, 9, 8, 9. Well, everyone's good at diplomacy. We are going to give it to Vera, I guess. But we get +2 prestige as well, as this is another relic. So we're up to 10, halfway through. We've only done 1 turn and we're halfway to winning because we've had these crazy, awesome prestige come out. Now, we also get, so that was our, gain 3 prestige, which we did. We also, don't we get some of this stuff? Let me see. I thought I did. Draw 8 spoils and choose 3. Blah, 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 blah. Two character cards. Alright, so we gain 2 character cards. We don't gain 8 spoils, though. Okay. 2 characters. Let's see if who wants to join the awesome group that we are. We have Augustus Vincentia. Augustus Vincentia. Insightful chaplain. Too late. I've uncovered the truth about the Z666 project. I was chronologically frozen as the bombs began to fall. Once per turn, one party member may re-roll a failed psychological check. And if he has any clothing at all, he gets +3 to his fight. Alright, and we have Sean Cahill, which is the skilled technician. This is a war game, and somebody's feelings are going to get hurt. Once per game, Sean can cancel an action card, destroy a spoils card, or MPCM. This ability cannot be prevented, and he's good with melee weapons as well. 8 health for... Yeah, I don't know if I want to replace anybody with these guys. So the only time you can replace people is when you gain a person as a reward, or you're in town and you go through the town step. When you're in town, then you can replace people and, heal people and do, replace people. But anytime you gain a person as a reward, you can also gain them. So we could, replace so-and-so with so-and-so right now if we wanted to. He's got a slightly better ability than she does. Her ability is once per turn. If within 2 hex of a starting town, she may steal 1 spoils from an auction house. We don't have auction house because we're doing solo. And if within 2 hexes of a party, she may steal 1 spoils card. Well, we're not within any hexes of any parties, so her abilities are pretty worthless. So at least if we trade her out with him, he's got lower, higher. So he's got 4 higher stats and 2 lower stats. So we might as well put her away and put him in. Let's see what we can give him. We don't have any clothing, though. So all right, so these two will go in with the other lady. Oh, I forgot. Each one of our... everyone had a +2 to their combat. We got to remember that. So we roll the combat dice. Says he's got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 with that. So if he rolls 7 or less, that's going to be 2 successes. Because of this. Got to remember that. All right, so we prepared for the worst, and we saw, and we conquered. Yes, sir. We're up to 10 prestige. These other factions, they stand no chance. I believe that is all 4 of our, again, one of our, what do they call them? One of our exploits to move, 3 exploits for complete a mission. So that is our 4 for the month. That's it. We got the end of the turn phase. We adjust the turn marker. Well, we're not really worried about the turn marker. If you were keeping track of how many turns it took you or whatever, you would move the turn marker up. We're not going to play with that. We don't need to worry about that. Right now we have 35 health on our town. The Sigma Corporation has 34. And the Enclave of Terra has 32. We have 10. Wow, I can't believe how much prestige. Sigma Corporation has 3. And the Enclave of Terra has 2. So we are off to a very good start, especially since it only took us like literally one turn to get halfway to winning. We only need to get to 20, and it's over. We win. But that's all we're going to do for today. It's been almost 2 hours. Intro, setup, one turn. It goes a lot faster, obviously, when you're not. I'm trying to go slow and take my time and enjoy it. Just kind of see what happens. This is an adventure. It's part of playing the adventure is to see what happens and enjoy how everything interacts with what had happened. So, there you go, guys. That is part 1 of our Fallen Land episode. If you guys enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment and say, hey, this is cool. I like Fallen Lands. Do some more of this. If you don't like it, say, hey, I'm not great. I'd rather you play something else. I didn't enjoy it, or I didn't understand it, or I didn't like it, whatever. I don't know. But let me know in the comments, because, if you know something and you enjoy it, then let me know so I know that you enjoy it and like it. If I don't see thumbs up and I don't get a lot of views, then I'll just assume you guys didn't like it. If you did like it, leave us a comment down below. Anyways, I think it's really cool. So much replayability. Like I said, I mean, we've just scratched, like literally scratched, how many characters are in the game and how many, and, it goes for all the different decks. We haven't even, like, literally done anything. And you can see how much variety there's going to be. These are all different characters we could have gotten so far, right? There's what? 55 different missions that we could have gotten so far. Action cards, there's 100, or there's probably 50 action cards. There's probably 100 skills. There's probably 75 of these plane cards that we haven't run into yet because we haven't actually gone to a plane. But we'll just experiment and try some more stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And hopefully you'll stick with us and let us know if you like it. We got a lot of other things coming on the channel. Thanks so much for coming by, Braun, and Al Red Sox fan, and Mike Anthony. I know Nerd Workshop, Mad Dog 67. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Kyle Holmes, E4 Airman, the Black Panzer, and the Blue Tweezers, good friend of the channel. Make sure you check out Blue Tweezers' channel. If you are not subscribed, go subscribe right now. And we'll see everyone soon back here on our channel when we play Fallen Lands Part 2. See you guys then. Until then, take care, everybody.